On Broadway, there were nights where tickets were only sold to people who identified as black. Are you going to do that in the West End?
I'm so excited to, yeah.
You are?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one of the things that we have to remember is that people have to be radically invited into a space to know that they belong there. And in most of our country, in most places in the West, poor people and black people have been told that they do not belong inside of the theater.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
You know, as an African, I was never really taught so much about racism. It wasn't part of our curriculum in Nigeria. I mean, from the schools I went to, I was not really exposed to the whole idea of racism. Even though you watch movies, you see it here and there, but it's not something that was in your face until I moved to America. And then when I got out here, I was very fortunate that the people I met, they believe racism was a part of their culture. Let me put it like this. My first set of African American friends, they believed racism was part of their culture, but not what defines them. As I started learning more about racism, I started meeting other people that have so much built every single thing about them around that racism as a thing. Everything about them is about racism. And these other friends that I met when I just came to the US, they believe, yes, their ancestors were slaves, but they are no longer slaves. So I have those two perspectives to kind of like learn from when I got to the US. And those two perspectives, I kind of started trying to figure it out. But along the line, I was able to attach it to one thing, and that is tribalism. Yes. As an African, I don't know much about slavery, but one thing that I am very prone to is tribalism. I started looking at the old slavery and racism thing from that lens of, as an African, even though we were all the same, quote unquote, complexion, we still have this segregation among us. And it has not worked. It has not worked. When we're about to elect presidents in Nigeria, there's this Omowanejoshi kind of a thing, like this person belongs to us, let's just put that person that belongs to us in power, is from our tribe and all that. And that has continued to divide Nigeria. As much as we are united, we're still very divided. And that's why when I see videos like these, it breaks my heart, because this dude feels the best way to talk about racism, slavery, is by excluding white people.
Huh?
I don't get it. I literally don't get it. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so you wrote a movie about slavery. You have white people in your cast. But when it's time for you to show that movie, you exclude white people. But slavery is about white and black people. That's just what it is. Because there will be no slavery if there are no black people. And there will be no slavery if there are no white people. So how do you now write a whole movie about that topic and decide to exclude, quote unquote, the perpetrators? Like, I don't get it. You want to talk about slavery, but you want to exclude white people.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's something that I'm still struggling with. I'm trying to understand where this is all going. The truth is, we should be striving to put an end to this division, not creating more division. And someone like this is doing nothing but creating more division with this idea. But if we start to go with white people go do your own shit, black people go do your own shit, we don't need white people, we want to be our own, the division is gonna continue. And as black people, we complain about how white people, they did this to our ancestors. Now you people are doing the exact same thing. That's not a way forward. That's revenge. You cannot preach revenge and not think there will be a war coming.
Talk fast.
On Broadway, there were nights where tickets were only sold to people who identified as black. Are you going to do that in the West End?
I'm so excited to, yeah.
You are?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one of the things that we have to remember is that people have to be radically invited into a space to know that they belong there. And in most of our country, in most places in the West, poor people and black people have been told that they do not belong inside of the theater.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
I'm sorry. Why do you need to radically invite people to a space? Why does everything has to be by force? The more you do things by force, the more people don't want to be a part of that shit, bro. Like, isn't that what it is? It's like when your parent keep forcing you to do something, you don't want to do it. And what is this ideology of black people always being associated with poverty, bro? Like, come on. Why? Why do we... Let's just enjoy this dude.
In America, Jim Crow existed to literally tell them that they could not sit in the same
You're talking
theater as
about
white
Jim
people.
Crow. Okay, for you that don't know, that's when they told black people we cannot go to the movies, to the theaters, right? Yes, but now you're doing the exact same thing. So are you bringing back Jim Crow? Would that be the solution to it? Like I said,
here we go again.
Are you preaching revenge? That's just what it is. You're preaching revenge. And how will that bring a lasting solution? Maji, how? All right.
And so for me, as someone who wants and yearns for Black and brown people to be in the theater, who comes from a working class environment, and so wants like people who do not make, over 6 figures a year to feel like theater is a place for them, it is a necessity to radically invite them in with initiatives that say you're invited, specifically you.
So you want people that make less into the theaters, and the best way to do it is marketing strategy, right? Make them feel, oh, you're so important. We're telling the other people, don't come. White people, don't come because you're just Black and you're so special. Bruh, that's marketing strategy. You don't care about these people. All you're doing is you're inviting them with the psychological ideology that this is all about them. This is a revolutionary movement. Bro, there's no revolutionary shit anywhere. Bruh, what we should be preaching is how do we unite people, not how to use your marketing strategy to keep dividing people. You want to keep a bunch of Black people in the same theater to come and indoctrinate them into this idea that white people are the demons. Is that what you're doing? But these same Black people go out into the world to relate with these same white people in every other part of their living with the ideology that they are the demons. Is that what you're preaching, bro? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right. And if the price of that is saying to people who are, just because they're white, you can't come, you're not allowed in this space, does that make you uncomfortable?
Yeah. Well, no one's saying, listen, there are a litany of places in our country, in all of our countries, that are generally inhabited by only white people. And no one has questions about that.
Do anybody know one or two of these places that this dude is saying that only white people can go in and Black people are not allowed in? I don't know. Maybe because I'm not from here, right? Like maybe because I came from Nigeria into America. Maybe there are those places. I don't know. But since I've been out here, I don't know one single place that I cannot walk in as a Black person that white people can walk in. I have not been stopped at one point that don't go in there. It's only for white people. I have not experienced it. So please, can somebody out there just tell me one of those places? I would really like to know. I'm willing to learn because I don't know what this dude is talking about. But let him keep spilling.
And no one is saying that by inviting Black audiences here, you were uninvited. The idea of a blackout night is to say, this is a night that we are specifically inviting Black people to fill up the space, to feel safe with a lot of other Black people in a place where they often do not feel safe.
Dude, shut the hell up, bro. Like, this is a marketing idea, bro. This is marketing 101. Let's make the blackout night exclusive to Black people. Oh no, we're not saying we're not inviting white people, but we're saying it's for Black people only. What the fuck you talking about, bro? You just said you don't want white people. Bro, come on, man. What are you talking about? This don't even make no sense, bro. We should be look, every single thing we do from here on should be, how do we bring everybody together? How do you bring white people into that same space to come and see what their ancestors has done, while Black people are in there learning what their ancestors went through? Let these two fractions watch the same thing at the same time and be able to start forming some level of understanding about what happened in their history. And then we can start forming a better ideology moving forward. Not like people don't even know about this slavery thing. You know very well that people already do. So everything you're doing, you're not doing it for Black people, bro. Like, you just doing it for your fucking pocket, bro. It's unfortunate that you're willing to oh my God, bro. Come on. This is unfortunate, bro.
Does it play differently? Does the theatre feel different?
100%. It feels...
In what way? Explain.
I think that we all, let's not act as though we do not know that culturally, Black audiences and white audiences respond to things differently.
Okay. So they respond to things differently, and you're doing it. Bruh. Isn't that even telling them they can't be in the same space with white people? Have we not gotten to a space in our life where it should be, we belong here? Aren't Black people supposed to be in the same space with white people and feel like kings and queens? Isn't that what we should be preaching? But one thing I can tell you is, if we all continue this way,
a few moments later,
this shit is gonna crash. And there's none of all those, oh, black people don't like to go to the theaters. And bruh, like, come on. If it's interesting for black people, they'll go. Black people love to watch plays. Why do we keep selling this old ideology? The division doesn't work, bro. That's just the bottom line. Anyway, that's all I got to say. What do you guys think? Do you think this is an idea that we should continue to push? Or we should preach the idea of everybody coming together and working as a unit? Go into the comment section, tell me what you think. And if you are new to this channel, all you can do for me is subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss my future update. And on that note, I say thank you once again for joining me on Short Burst. Until I see you again, peace.
Short Burst.